Deicide. Hello and welcome to Deicide. As my overlay thing kind of went off like planned, but not quite. Welcome, I'm your host, DeamonMachine, and today I'm joined by Sprayarn from the Copenhagen Wolves, HiRezBart from, of course, hi-rez Studios, Resterian from BLG.eu, and Psiyo from SK Gaming. Yay! So, how we're going to run it today is we're going to go through our topics, but first we're going to start off with a half hour of Q&A with HiRezBart, so that way he can go and do his things, and then we can just continue on the show after he is gone. So that way, you know, everything works out well. So, we're going to go to this lovely thing. Wait for it. Bart, you're going to like this. Oh. Ooh, you like that. That's cool. You'll see it.
Wait. It hasn't popped up on my end yet. Wait for it.
Wait.
There we go.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
Deicide.
Awesome. Yes. So, questions from our panel, from anyone that would like to call us up. Feel free. You can hit us up at Smitetalk. Let me just add that title. So, what do you guys have to ask? Because, I mean, I'm sure we have plenty of questions about Isis. We've been playing her since, you know, we started this morning. Sprayarn, do you have any questions about Isis thus far since you played her this morning for your first mid-match?
Questions? Why is she OP?
Why is she OP?
You're asking why?
Yeah.
Probably the ultimate.
Okay.
Simple enough.
That was easy.
Nice.
It's really good.
What about her ultimate makes her overpowered?
Yeah, it's really good. I agree.
I don't think, honestly, it
Obviously
seems
not.
like she's kind of one of those goddesses rather, that's, I don't know how much imbalanced she is, but I would not argue the fact that she's a little bit overpowered. Like, just so much is going on with all those abilities. But I don't think it's necessarily imbalanced. Like, I don't think she's tremendously stronger than anyone else when it comes to total utility, but just what she has is it's just kind of like a Neath, where it's just like, she kind of just, all of the things, do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's very true. Oh my god. Colors. I need colors. So yeah, I guess let's start going through some stream chat questions as well, too. But, yeah, it's kind of a slight change from what it normally is. You guys took a long time in the patch this morning. Was there anything going on, or was that just expected to be down for that long?
It was expected. It was had to do with database backend, and nothing to do with content.
Okay.
It was just an infrastructure change on the back end, that the query, because we just have so many players, you know, to do the things that needed to be done to make the change, was just very, very not labor intensive, just processing intensive.
Ah, yes.
Even with hex core, you know, server racks, it still takes a long time.
Understandable. I wanted to ask about that new feature with the god leveling.
Mm-hmm.
It's strictly cosmetic, or, you know, there's nothing that's gonna, like, obviously make it to where your god level is 12, so he's slightly stronger.
That's right.
Okay.
As it exists right now, it's purely representative of playtime. And that, again, that's just in this patch, and I don't really have a very strong understanding of certainly any gameplay affecting components to this.
Mm-hmm.
I have a general understanding of kind of what it's going to be. Kind of, it's kind of supposed to replace, like, the beta level thing now that we call it. Like, when you get to rank 30, you can play in ranked games, and that's still going to be the gate. We're just changing the name of it, and this is basically just indicates how much time you've played with each god. Like, it's, like I said, as it is right now, it's basically purely representative of playtime. It has no other bearing. I know some people were confused about, like, how it was going to affect matchmaking and whatnot, but basically it has zero bearing on anything gameplay related. It's simply, look how much I've played Zeus.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to affect anything, like you can't get into ranked until you have a god level of X.
That's correct. That's still going to be gated by your beta level.
Okay. Good. It's good to know. And will that just be regular level once it releases instead of beta level?
No. My understanding is that it'll be your beta level, and then we'll come up with some other system that'll get ranked, probably based off of this mastery system, but certainly not in the implementation that it's in now. That would be my expectation. I don't actually know the intended development path for that, but
right.
My guess is that they've changed it to beta level because that will indicate how far you got into the beta. It may even just eventually just never, like, go away. Like, it's like if you have the skin, you got to beta level 30, and that's that.
Okay. Interesting. Resterian, do you have any questions?
Honestly, not really. I didn't get home until quite late, so I didn't really get a chance to try out the patch properly.
Oh.
I will say, when are the tanks getting any voice packs?
The tanks?
Yeah.
Hades is last, just for you.
Damn it! Why? Why you do this?
No, I honestly I have absolute. My guess is the way that those are determined, how they come out, and is like, well, we have this voiceover actor available.
Yeah.
Let's just do every god he did, you know, or she did. That would be my guess. Like, I'm sure that's why, like, you have like Neith, Aphrodite, and then like Fenrir, Vulcan. Like, I think those are the same people. That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Vulcan was one of the ones in like the file. Like, there's a bunch that are already done, right? Because remember when people were changing the file names to use them. I don't know, but my guess would be it was like the guy who did like what are the ones that are done like Poseidon, Vulcan, Fenrir, Apollo. Like maybe that's all the same guy, and they had time for him. So Hades is probably a different dude, would be my guess, and that you'll get like the Hades, Odin, Bacchus pass at some point.
Okay.
Cool. So why the buff to Fenrir? Why? Because I mean, I see that you disjointed his. Like Neith's got an escape now, as well as Jablanc. They basically are changed to jumps, where they disjoint his what? Brutalize?
Kind of. It's more that the ability was set to not leash those more so than they were changed in how they function.
Oh, okay.
For instance, you're not going to start jumping through walls with Neith now.
Right. So, did you guys decide to buff his damage because of that kind of change, where now more people can get away from him, or was it he strictly needed a damage increase anyway?
He strictly needed the damage increase anyway, and I think the goal is to get him into this lifesteal bruiser role over the assassin role. So, because it wasn't ever intended to be an assassin, it was just I don't know what to really call about it, but yeah, as you see Stu saying there, Fenrir's stats went really, really low after the nerf. Like, he was like terrible. Like, you had the least % chance to win a game if you had Fenrir on your team of any god. So,
but yes,
he feeds like mad, right? I mean, if you're a bad player, he just feeds like crazy, and there's nothing, and you can't get back in.
Yeah.
well, that's mostly because people haven't been playing him that much yet. Like,
I've been trying to play him, and it's difficult. Like, I wanted to bring him in, and it's just impossible because he's gets shut down quickly and is rather, even though he's a bruiser, he's quite squishy. He has to get up in your face, and he just kind of dies.
Well, Resterian, you had that tanky Fenrir build. How did that work out?
It works out late. Early on, you're paper, even with Mark of the Vanguard, still paper. Like, I can pull off a tank 4 quite comfortably, and they're basically just got the same role, but Fenrir just goes down like a ton of bricks.
Well, I have a fun story for you. This is something that I wanted to say yesterday really bad, but I couldn't, and I'll tell my stream again later, but it turns out the Death's Toll was by far the best item in the game. Like, disproportionate. Like, that item should have cost 3,000 gold. The Death's Toll was giving you Mark of the Vanguard as well, due to a config error. Since inception.
Wow.
So, like, you know how, like, you just kind of bought Death's Toll on range carries and you just seemed to have infinite sustain? That was because you were taking almost no damage.
Yeah, that used to confuse us a lot in games. We were going against any range carries, and they always have, like, Death's Toll and then boots, and we're like, wow, these guys are really tanky, why? What's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm not dying.
Yeah, so that was bugged. So that's been fixed. So Death's Toll not going to be as strong as it used to be. FYI.
thank God.
Interesting. That's very cool. Well, we have our first caller here. Let me get him called up.
So that's why everyone picked Death's Toll on any god in the game. I see.
Yeah, that's why people were buying Death's Toll on everybody.
Surely if they'd done that, we would notice, like, oh, look, the small creeps are going immune for some reason.
Yeah, I'm surprised that no one noticed it before this, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, none of the, like, like the real try-hard, like, data guys. Very surprised. But, yeah, that's the case. Your whole life's been a lie. Death's Toll was giving you all kinds of I mean, yeah, that item should have been, like, I mean, it gave you, what, like, attack speed, health twice, damage mitigation, armor. and like lifesteal on hit. I mean, it's just like wildly good.
All right. What is your question, Mr. Blake? Do you have a microphone? Oh, I guess he can't use his microphone from where he's at. He will type his question. Anyway, while we wait for him to type that. Let's see, who else got buffed?
Nesha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't like at all.
I don't like it.
Honest.
Why did you buff Psiyo's Naja? Psiyo, are you very happy with this change?
Yeah, it's quite nice. You deal about 60% damage at level 1 with F3 and the red pot. It does 145 with auto attack you deal about 230 damage with one jump in. That's 50% of any mage.
How is that balanced though?
I don't know.
It's ephemeral ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill.
Oh god, I'm never gonna play it again. Like I'm done.
So Bart, what do you think about that? I mean, does that affect anything that he can do that much with the red pot? I mean, Psiyo's putting himself quite a great risk by getting that red pot early. If it doesn't work out, then
Personally, I'm not too worried about what happens when you buy a red pot that constitutes 30%, a little bit under 25% of your starting gold. Almost, it's like 27, right? I mean, that's a lot. That's a pretty big investment into a pot that goes away on death, I guess. I would be more interested. It's more. I would look more to the balance at base. What is it doing versus another character at base over, in these special usage scenarios. But I mean, because right, you could go like Warrior Tabby 1, Girdle 2, and a pot. No, you couldn't. But you could go Girdle 3 pot, right? And probably nearly kill something, I would imagine, judging by the damage it would give you.
Yeah, I tried it already. It's pretty good, but
you
get almost no sustain. But if you miss the kill in mid, then you're fucked.
Yeah, you're shit out of luck if you miss that and you've invested that.
That's a bit too risky, but with just a pot, it's not that risky because you can try to go aggressive, and then if it doesn't work out, you could just turn.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So here's the question: so is Isis can you die to an enemy turret to stack her passive before the match starts?
Oh, can you? Yeah, you can.
So new team meta. So 4 team matches, rush mid as soon as the game starts to instantly give her 4 stacks and not give the enemy any team gold or kills, and still giving everyone time to buy items, get to jungle and lane.
You wouldn't be able to make it to the jungle, but...
And then maybe you get unlucky and someone gets all the assists or the kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. It's it works once. And then every team just rushes Hades or Bacchus straight to the mid tower, whatever, and then gets 5 kills worth of experience and laughs. Yes, I guess you could. It's kind of like saying couldn't you with Hercules go and activate your mitigate wounds and then take a bunch of damage for the tower so you were sustaining through the initial wave or what? I mean, you could, but and really at the end of the day, it gives her +8 MP5 HP5 as an aura. Which it's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not it's not worth the risk, I imagine.
As an early game, that extra H5 MP5 could be quite strong, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you did bracers of replenishment and that in some kind of side lane with Aphrodite, of course you'd have infinite sustain, but does it really transition?
Oh god. Oh.
Yeah, we've noticed that Afro and Isis together in side lane are pretty strong.
Nightmares.
Yeah. But if you're gonna run something cheesy like that, I mean, so especially in competition, right? I mean, but I don't think we're really talking about that. We're kind of talking more about public play, I guess. If you're gonna be running Aphrodite and Isis, wouldn't they just run Neath Freya or something else cheesy and derpy and just crush you with it? I'm gonna imagine if you pick those 2 gods as high priority picks to run them in a lane, well, you're giving up a lot to get that, or they could just run a big tank comp against you or something like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question: is there a plan to make the game faster paced?
I don't even know what that means.
That's what Mr.
Seems fairly fast to
Shaw
me.
Davis.
It's a very, very fast-paced game. I mean, you can't. I would be very, very concerned about increasing the pace of the game in terms of you already level insanely fast. You already gain gold insanely fast. The spooling's very high. The amount of gold you get is very high. You don't lose gold on death. The game escalates. I mean, Smite is the only MOBA that I've ever played where you consistently hit max rank in every game, every player. I mean, that's unheard of in Dota. I don't know about League of Legends, but I imagine it's the same. So, I mean, in 1 out of every 50 games I play in Dota do I hit level 25. And the game goes over an hour if I do.
Yeah, exactly. You don't hit level 25 in Han very often, you know. It's very rare.
Especially, like, and in Smite you see the supports hitting level 20 every game with max builds. Supports getting max builds. So the game already progresses, in my opinion, extremely, extremely quickly. And it would be very dangerous to try to... Unless he's somehow talking about, like, base player run speed should be increased across the board. Like, that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe, but, like, if that's what he's talking about, like, I don't think that would have the same destabilizing effect that doing something like minions give 10 more gold per kill would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then we also had another question of, is there any... We see a rebalance to Arachne's ult more like an ult? I guess...
I hear that a lot. I don't understand really the rationale behind saying it's not an ultimate. It's a 30-second cooldown pull. It's the longest range in the game. I mean, it's an ultimate. Mm-hmm. It is what it is, right? I mean, it's very, very strong. It's just hard to hit.
Yeah.
I think players, what they want is they want some kind of big steroid that Arachne can use, some kind of big cooldown she can blow and turn around team fights, but the god is not intended. The god is supposed to be a ganker.
Yeah.
I guess,
She's very strong, like, if you're setting up for a team fight and she manages to get a pick, then the team fight's yours all the way because you just blew up somebody. And now
I feel like they want, like, the Broodmother ultimate from Dota, which I guess no one here is going to get that reference, but, like, some kind of, like,
I do.
Crazy, like, you get this, like, 3 hits of massive lifesteal, and each one of them dots and slows, and, like, something like that is kind of like what it sounds like people want, or some kind of, like, super enhanced web where you can get all this auto attacks off, but, I mean... It's a mid-game carry ganking god, and it fits that role pretty well, I think. It just can't transition into the late game, and if any changes were made, I would prefer them to be there than to say, hey, we should change this core mechanic about... I mean, or you could do something like increase the distance you can pull, or let her pull through walls, or anything like that over a rework on the kit.
Mm-hmm. What is the tower hitting reset time? Like, I've noticed times where you go... follow your creep wave into the tower, then you start taking tower shots, you back out, and then you have to, like, wait 2 or 3 seconds before you can go back in, or else it'll still target you. Is there, like, some sort of reset time for that, or do you have to wait for it to shoot something else?
I have no idea, honestly.
It's two tower shots.
2 tower shots before it retargets somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I didn't ever really directly ask if this was an implementation or a bug in the targeting or change in the targeting mechanics. I really don't know. I just remember that it was really bad at one point, and it's been cleaned up some. If it's consistent, that's really good. And
yeah.
I can try to get a better answer for you in terms of exactly how that works.
Okay, that's cool. What else you got?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Is it intended for Fenrir's ultimate to have, for lack of a better term, too many counters? I mean, it's understandable for there to be, like, ultimates having CC immunity and using B to Aegis. But I'm coming for things like Guan, Thor, and Ares 3s, which make them immune to knockups. Because I'm using Fenrir, I'm ulting onto a Thor that's spinning, and it treats him as if he's CC immune.
Yeah. I think that is unintended. I think it's fixed in this recent patch as well.
Okay, hopefully I'll test it out.
I know that it's not intended because I know I asked the question. I know I was told no, that's a bug or that's working outside of the intended design. However, I seem to remember that it should be fixed for this patch, but I would test that real quick and just see. But yeah, he's supposed to be able to pick up knock-up immune targets.
Yay! All right.
Yeah, the one thing that Mr. Shaw Davis was asking was, he's saying that he feels as though he doesn't get enough gold compared to League, which I mean, I guess that's weird, but.
Smite requires, if you're efficient farming the jungle, you'll be like, I have way too much gold. Like what's different about Smite than other MOBAs that I've noticed is that passively farming the jungle, in every other MOBA, at least that I'm aware of, killing minions yields more gold and experience than killing jungle camps. That is not appear to be the case in Smite. It's actually advantageous to leave the lane, take the XP camp and like the attack speed camp, let's say if you're playing a carry, then go back to the lane after pushing it up and losing some of the experience, versus Dota, I know, where that would be, it's always more advantageous to take minions. I'm sure the pro players could elaborate on that if that's even the case, but it certainly feels that way. And if you're efficient at farming the jungle, if you push up the wave, kill a wave, go take a camp, and come back to the lane and lose only a few minions, it's very, very, very effective.
As it stands, it tends to be more beneficial or efficient for the support tank to stay in lane while the carry goes into jungle and clears camps.
Yeah.
You get the solo farm as well as they get the solo jungle XP.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand how you could feel gold starved, but like, if you play
as a support, I get gold starved quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, as a support, you definitely do. And
when the ward cost went up, I was kind of a bit. I understood it. I was kind of like, damn, that's my gold hurt. And then the active change just kind of made me annoyed more because, like, well, that's another like 800 plus gold down the drain. Out of a total, I barely reach 8k usually, if that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened when we bumped that gold up, and then it just became tanks killing everyone.
Yeah,
because they got too farmed.
You'll notice that in most games it tends to be like tanks are barely reaching their third item in like an average 20-25 minute game maybe. They get their third item as opposed to carriers reaching like that almost.
But to be clear on it, I mean, like in Smite, the tanks are supports, right? Like you're not running tanks. Like if you think about traditionally running a tank in a isometric MOBA game, it's like this is a tank. Like we're gonna prioritize. He's gonna be the third priority farm behind our carry and our mid is gonna be the tank, so that he can absorb damage. We need him to get a blink dagger. We need him to get these certain items so that he can think about whoever, right? Treant, Protector, and Dota. It's like we need him to get Refresher Orb, or we prioritize some amount of farm on him. It's a good idea to leave the tank in a lane farming in the mid game in other games. Or in Smite, it's like your tanks are hard supports.
Yeah,
that's why you see them not getting wards. Or that's why you see them not getting items, because they're doing all the warding, they're doing all the supporting. That's my guess, at least, is why you see them not hitting fourth items.
For lack of a better term, it's become more bruiser meta, just for the tanks at least. In that you see a lot more tank players picking up damage boots rather than tank boots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they can't reach a farm that quickly, they have to kind of pick up an early damage item to have any presence at all. Which is fine. I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, I could see a case for reducing the cost on reinforced boots some. They're very hard to pick up as a tank at this point.
Yeah.
And that's what they're intended for, so why not, make them a bit easier to reach. You shouldn't have to extend for your core boots, I guess, is what I'm thinking.
Interesting. All right, we'll be coming up on our time with Bart here so he can go off and do his things. But take a couple more questions, and I actually had one that I just forgot. Damn it. It's the way it works. Crap. Oh well. Big announcements. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of the tournaments this weekend? How do you think they ran well? Anything surprising you in the tournaments thus far?
To me specifically, yeah. I mean, I'm happy to see eLemon getting up in the top 3 in the EU side. Good for them. Good to see Young Bay and Spray over there getting their
Spoo. No, not Spoo, not Spray, but Young Bay and Badger.
Young Bay and Badger. I'm sorry, not Spray. Finding their home, and they seem to be doing well. I like always appreciate SK's play, and on the US side, it was Snipe starting to come into their own. Curse had some troubles. They're still reforming and whatnot. So I think all in all, they were really good tournaments this weekend. The viewership continues to grow. I hope this next upcoming weekend we'll be hitting 3K on both streams.
Yeah,
we hit 3K on Sunday, I thought. Or was it like 2,900? It was so
like
barely.
Almost.
Yeah.
Maybe it may have popped over, but I mean I'm gonna run a consistent 3K.
Yeah.
In the next couple weeks.
It would be like 29 when there's a game going on, and then drop down to like 26 when there's nothing going on, which is to be expected. Have there been any talks about changing Bastet's passive? Compared to other gods, especially like Ao Kuang, who's the passive, it's kind of useless.
there's been a lot of talks about it in the community. I know that.
But who's that?
Honestly, Bastet's passive is not the problem. That god's kit is kind of just bad. It's got Ao Kuang Squall. It's got a Cone Dot. It's got a Leap. That's the only really in my opinion,
is the best part.
Yeah, that's the only useful mechanic that in the entire kit. The cats are bad. The Dot's not very good. The slow is not very good. It's just extremely long range, which is nice. It's like one of those things. Like in a long enough time frame, I can see some kind of crazy strats where for some reason, brawlers, some kind of item like a brawler's beat stick that applies a very, very situational on-hit effect, and Bastet all of a sudden becomes this you can leap in, put the bleed on, it hits them 3 times, it gets the debuff you need, and you can still get out. Kind of meta at some point, that kit would eventually come to shine.
I attempted a tank Bastet, it was okay.
Yeah, and tanky Bastet or something, right? There's got to be something you can do. Ultimately, if you're looking at passives, Zeus's passive is a tooltip for detonate. Right? I mean, I would not
it's
point
pretty garbage, to be honest.
Bastet's passive is actually pretty good compared to some of the other ones in the game. I don't know why she's such a lightning rod. I think it's because people want to play her, and they see that she's an assassin, and she should be a damage dealer, and she's not terribly effective at it. However, if you tweak Bastet too high, the Leap will start doing 1,000 damage. I've seen it happen. The Leap has insanely high scaling. If you max it first and get the right damage items, and it is kind of at a little bit different point than where it's at right now, it starts being an enormous nuke, and she is a tremendous problem.
Interesting. That's cool. And next we'll end it with the last question. Basically, this is kind of, I guess, a buggy thing. I found that the Fenrir and Neath voice packs to be pretty silent or quiet, and it's hard to hear compared to the normal ones. Obviously, you guys might want to take a look at that. And also, will there be the option to disable the voice packs if you just want to hear regular people, and just the same default voice pack all the time?
The attenuation or how loud they are, that kind of thing, is something that is just a feedback point that, just be sure you post on the Reddit, on the forums, whatnot about that. I'm sure that we'll get that cleaned up. That's as I understand it, fairly simple, right? As to whether or not you'll be able to disable them, I'm sure that's something that we will do. I think right now it's just let's get them in, and let's see if they work, and let's see if we add more, what happens. But yeah, I'm sure that it's pretty trivial. In some regards, I'm sure, just to be have a checkbox that's always use default voice. In the settings somewhere. I'm sure that's something that, again, if you leave your feedback on that on the forums, on Reddit, and wherever else, that it'll get picked up, and we'll do that. It's just not something that was a requirement for releasing the packs. The requirement was when you buy them, they work, and they do that. So as we work through that, it'll get better, I'm sure.
I have an objection though. Why is it Denton the Cyclops? We all know it's Barry.
Huh?
And on the all those the menu animations and the voice packs of the Cyclops, it calls him Denton, and we all know he's called Barry.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I guess it was probably configured before Anuki and Duke or whoever came up with the Barry joke. Settled on that.
It's a shame.
Cool. All right. Well, we must let Bart go to do his other things and get prepared for his own stream. So thank you very much, Bart, for being with us. Is there anything you want to say before we cut you out here?
I do, yeah. Of course, you can always find me if you need me, all of you lovely stream viewers, at bart@hirezstudios.com is my email address. My Twitter is twitter.com, HiRezBart. Feel free to contact me at either place. Another thing I wanted to quickly say is shout-outs to Psiyo. He's really grinding, man. I see you. I see you doing work. You see this Reddit post trying to. I mean, and to be perfectly honest, Psiyo and I have had some email chains recently about ways to get people more involved, and like many other players, he's very, very passionate about trying to grow the community. And just a special thanks to you, Psiyo, for all of that, and thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Good day.
Good day to you.
Bart.
See you.
Awesome. So it'll ruin my overlay for a second. Until Scythe gets in here. So we're going to be joined by Scythe Man, and we're going to continue on with the rest of our discussions of things and stuff. So, whilst we wait for Scythe to join in, opinions on ISIS, other than being overpowered or terrible?
I haven't played him, so...
Right, you don't. So, Psiyo, what do you think ISIS?
I already know what will be the weakness of her. She is a big flaw, and this will be a big problem when they nerf her. And I think, even when they don't nerf her, she will still not be a prior pick for me, at least in mid. because she's not that strong in laning phase, but kind of strong in team fights. But still, overall, not the best pick you can have. I don't think that she is broken or OP.
Okay. Very interesting.
Oh, hi.
Spray.
Yeah.
Don't have any opinion?
On ISIS?
Yes.
Or
Where's the topic?
I don't like ISIS. I don't. She is annoying. She is pain in the something. No. I don't dislike her. That's basically it. Like, I mean, she has some spells going for her. Like, she's pretty strong in team fights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's actually really strong in team fights. I don't know, like, when I see Isis, I just feel like she's just annoying. Like, she's just one of those annoying gods.
Okay.
But if she's overpowered or if she's balanced, I can't tell yet.
Okay.
Because I've only played one game which I played really horrible in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was bad. I was there. I saw it.
Yes, you were.
God, you're terrible. How can you
I know.
possibly play with us? So, all right, let's go check out our topics that we have because I need to know these things because I'm terrible at memory.
Demon just not on.
Hey, Scytheman, you're here.
Yes, I.
Scythe is actually a person that can participate in games again.
No way.
Yes.
Feeding as we speak.
He sold all his
Feeding
bikes
and
and bought a new PC.
Yes. All right, so we wanted to discuss the shifting mid meta. Since we have 3 mid laners here, I think it's a good time to discuss that. Psiyo, why are you breaking mid?
I don't know. I just picked the broken heroes.
Okay. Is there any, like, what do you go out looking for this, drastic change? Do you specifically be like, I want to try something that's totally not mid?
It's not change. I don't know. It's just I play a melee mid. It has been played before. When the red buff went to mid lane, I think it was, or no, it was the yellow buff. Yeah,
It was a yellow buff.
went to mid lane. Hawk was broken. Everyone went Kali and Bekasura mid. Yeah, and I don't know. It hasn't really changed much since then. They nerfed it down, and then they brought back in Death's Toll, which is basically the same passive as Hawk, so you can run melee mid again. And I really enjoy playing melee mid and assassins. So I just picked up Ninja, like Fenrir lately, even Bastet in mid, which is, I tell you, quite broken against some gods I know. So like, what also, like ADs in mid, like it just works so well with the red puff in the beginning and the pot. You just have too much damage.
Spray, Scythe, do you have opinions on what he's saying here?
Yes. I want to say that why Psiyo decides to pick up different kinds of gods in mid is the reason why it's the element of surprise, is what I want to say. It's like, if you're playing against Agni, Poseidon, Hell, Ekfong every single game, you will play against them really good in the end. But when you're facing Bastet, Fenrir, Thor, Nesha, you don't really know how to play against it. And it's that element of surprise that's really strong.
Just kind of throws them off, throws them for a loop. They're not expecting Ninja mid, so what do we do with that? And he's doing a ton of damage to me,
Yeah.
Yeah. Side, do you account for a lot of that? I mean, you guys don't do a lot of public scrimming, or what's the term? I mean, now that it's becoming more well-known and that people are realizing how strong a Team SK is, they're going to start preparing for your odd mids.
I don't know, I have like 15, 16 gods that I can play really well in mid.
Ah.
And I will always just try to counterpick the mid god when I know I can like play Nisha against, let's say, a Hebo right now. Because, I don't know, or they pick a Eokwang, I can pick a Fenrir or like a Cupid or whatever, I just counterpick the mid most of the times. So it's like, I just try to keep up my god pool on as many gods as I can, and then I just counterpick basically. Or I pick that I can go even with, for example, Nisha. If you go even, it's perfectly fine, because Nisha is broken.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Nesha did not need a buff.
No.
She really didn't.
So what is this going to do to her mid now? Just make her stupid?
I tried it, yeah. No,
It's
not
gonna make
stupid,
her
but...
even more OP.
Stronger.
Not stupid, but if you miss your free, you're pretty much done. Especially early, it's so important to hit your free. When you hit level 2, like I do it, like you see it like all the time when I play it on my stream or whatever. Like what I do is I get the red buff with the red pot, Death's Toll, 4 mana potions, 3 healing potions most of the times. And then I just try to clear the melee waves faster than he does, so I hit level 2 before him for the enemy mid laner, and then I try to go in with my free. And then I just try to get off as many auto attacks as I can, because I will always trade better, even if the ranged minions attack me, because Nisha's auto attacks are just too strong. And if he tries to trade back, I can even get my 3rd and 4th hit off, and then he's done. Like, no god in the game can deal so much burst damage that he could counter-engage me on the level 2 fight. No god in this game. Apart from maybe Arachne, but yeah. Then
So
I wouldn't pick Nisha mid.
Okay. Who would you pick if they went Arachne mid?
I don't know, something with high mobility, and I would definitely need to buy a sprint, like Enher, maybe Cupid, Agni, goes like this, you know, like that can just dash away, get out, and if you really get caught, you just have a sprint to get away. That's really important.
Okay. Scytheman, what have you been playing mid lately? Whoa. Whatever it did, your mic just cut out. Did his laptop... There you go.
I'm on the new computer, not the laptop.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, did you become potato? Go ahead.
I've been playing a little bit of everything, mostly just getting back into the standard stuff.
Fair enough. Found anything you really
I
liked?
regretted it. Nothing yet. I mean, all the mages are still the same. Be sad if and when they nerf her. But, you know, I've tried the Neja mid, and I've obviously been doing it wrong because I got my ass handed to me. As far as what Psiyo was saying here, I kind of agree. I think a lot of people just aren't expecting these type of mids because Poseidon and Agni are so safe in range, and 2, just not willing to for the same reason. Like, they just don't want to try new things, and I think new things are what moves meta forward and make...
Yeah, Mikey's cutting out.
Yeah, it's like every... 10 seconds is and stop.
Although I have found out that the flavor of the month strategy is to gank mid with like 3 people at a time.
3, 5.
Yeah. That's what Spray experienced earlier today.
Huh?
So that's what you experienced a little earlier today.
Like, mid was scary, but scary.
Yeah.
Did I experience what now?
5-man ganking mid.
Oh, well, that happens to me all the time, so it's nothing unusual.
It's
like I used, and now I get ganked by most of the team at the same time.
Yeah, they see Sprayarn's name and they just have to be like, we have to kill him. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Which is annoying.
So, anything else that we should bring up about the mid-meta changes, or I guess the mid-meta shifting that Psiyo's doing very, very aggressively?
No, I think that in time, you know, eventually the gods, you know, like Nesha, will be nerfed, so he will be out of mid very soon, I hope.
I think what we might see in an attempt to counter like these assassins mid is like some very sustained heavy mids. Like we'll see probably Isis now. Maybe we'll see Hell get picked up if people are expecting this. You know, maybe even Ra. Who knows?
Mostly tanks mid, just to kind of be a bit of a douche.
Yeah,
Guarmin's always been known to be strong, and Odin, so...
Yeah.
Here we go.
True. Or even like Hades. Hades will just destroy most of these assassins.
Interesting. I like it. So, Psiyo, tell us about your tournament experience to this past weekend. I mean, it's 2 weekends in a row you guys have taken first. Are you guys practicing a ton to get this done?
No, I think you should practice when you feel you need to practice. With recently, you may have noticed on our right lane, we switched out our supports. I mean, not officially right now, but we're trying to move off, and we try to pick up Dredo because he's a great player, and he has really good ideas, and he is mechanically extremely skilled. And I think it's gone pretty good with him so far, because I think that his god pool and his playstyle is fitting so good to Smack, because he always likes to be very aggressive, and he hates it to play a passive lane, and this is what happened to us in the past lately. And Smack was always like, yeah, he doesn't play that well, when he has to play in a passive lane, Like, not if the enemy plays passive, but if he cannot go aggressive because his support is not willing to, or not able to, or he doesn't want to because he's a passive player, So switched it up. I think it went well. I've been practicing on my mid, like daily. I practice 8 to 10 hours, 2 hours theory crafting and comparing gods, and I have a big ass list here with 50, 60 pick ban stuff just for mid, so I just exactly know when I know that this god is going mid what I have to pick, and also for overall team comps, and I think that's the most important part for us right now, the theory crafting around, because the gameplay, how you play, is better increased by playing actually solo queue, I think, because you just face different people all the time, different players, different gods, instead of scrimming the whole time. I think scrimming is just to get your team play together. And yeah,
it can be detrimental to your individual play because you're relying too heavily upon your friends instead of being like, I'm in a bad situation, I need to get out, or I need to do this, or...
Yeah, it's more like you face, when you play 10 games in a row, Conquest, and you play mid, you most likely will face 10 different gods, And when you scrim, 10 times you scrim, you will face the same god 5 out of 10 times, probably. Like, if Agni is open, you will pick Agni.
Yeah.
That's how it is,
true. Interesting. Well, that's good to know. Cool. So, Resterian, what's going on in your neck of the woods? I mean, you are, the team leader of BLG and all that EU, and you guys came in second this past weekend, and you kind of got destroyed by SK. I don't know if it's really destroyed.
that was a bit of a wake-up call, I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
So what's been going on since then?
Me and Gamon's have been trying some new strats out to see if we can rectify how badly we got completely annihilated, and we felt really bad. Our butts hurt.
Yeah.
So we've been experimenting a bit and seeing what we can do. I guess since it's asking about what's happening in our neck of the woods, I suppose the big announcement must be announced.
I suppose. Wait, are you sure we don't want to? Maybe we don't want to announce it yet. Maybe we want to hold it off for a little bit and wait for the.
Oh, I don't know. Should I announce it?
Let's
see what chat think. Should
we give the big announcement? We'll see what the chat says. I should do hashtag big announcement and see what happens.
Hashtag big announcement.
Hashtag biggie. God, I was going to say something else, but I forgot what it was now. Oh, who was impressed by Team Imaginary this weekend? Holy crap!
Oh yeah, I was.
That was like.
They've been playing really good, actually.
That was like, wow. God, what was it? Bjunkin came in and was like, I'm here to check in Team Imaginary. I was like, what? I don't even. Are you trolling me, or is you an actual team? He's like, oh, we're actual team. Oh, okay, because I'm having trouble finding you on the sign-up list. I wasn't sure if he was jerking my chain because he does that a lot. And so I was like, well, I'll throw him in the brackets. And we'll throw him. It was against, what, E-Lemon first, right?
Yes, it was.
Why am I even asking? I'm looking at the brackets literally right here. That was retarded. But it was an amazingly long game. Like, holy crap, it lasted forever. And then we put up E-Lemon against Pizza Gaming and stuff like that afterwards. But it was an amazing. All the EU games this weekend were just from start to finish great. Well, I mean, maybe not finish was great. BLG didn't really do so well, but it was still entertaining.
If you have to ask me, they were actually looking at the game. Imaginary was actually eating pretty hard. They made some small mistakes that basically cost them the game.
Yeah.
But otherwise than that, they played really solid. And
Yeah, I was really
hopefully
impressed.
they will be back on Sunday.
I was impressed, particularly because Exotic used to be a sub for us, so I was looking forward to seeing how his new team held up, and I was really impressed with how they did. I think a few of us kind of commented on the fact that they, as a new team, probably weren't quite sure how to close a game. Like, they had a few opportunities to win, but didn't take them.
Yeah.
I think when you're starting out, you want to play safe and not throw it, but by doing that, you may be shooting yourself in the foot a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more of a issue of they hadn't have enough team together experience yet to like work it out, because there were some of the mistakes were like miscommunicated. You know, some people went in, some people were like, "No, go away," and then they ended up dying, and that was the end of that.
Not like that at the time, really. Just like getting to know each other and learn each other's style.
Yeah, you know, as you get to the experience level of like Resterian with his lane partner, where it's just like, I think, therefore we attack. You know, that kind of thing. Because Spray doesn't have to worry about that as a lane partner, because he's mid. He doesn't have to depend on people.
All they do is feed mid.
Yeah, just feed mid. Feed mid. All right, so I guess we'll do the big announcement then. Go ahead, Resterian.
All right, big announcement. Okay, as most people know, our roster, you know, was me, Game Hunter, Reza, Fred, and Trix. As of today, Reza has left the team because he can't put in the time to be competitive anymore, so he's moving into the more casual thing. And not much you can do about that. Real life game all the time. So as a result, we are picking up Sprayarn. Yay!
Yay!
Yay, that's me.
Yeah, we get Spray. We get Baby Spray. Also,
there it is.
For those who are wondering, Vastrakal was on the sub bench for a while, and he's decided that he's not content being on the sub role and wants to go make his own team. So, good luck to him.
Yay! We'll get more.
I've lost people, but I've gained a Spray.
Yes.
Yes.
Spray for Spray. Bolts for Spray.
I will carry.
This is gonna get terrible. So, Scythe, what do you think of Spray Beam on BLG.eu now?
Yay!
Yay, we're like a big family. Psiyo, what do you think? Is that
now
is
they
that going to
can
affect your opinion when you go up against BLG now?
I've played Spray quite a few times, so I know it. I know how to play and how he plays, I guess. And not that much, I think, but they are a strong team, and we always have big respect for them, because I think they are right now one of the hardest teams to play for us, because we scrimped them so much and we played against them so much. And I think last weekend we just caught them off guard with being so aggressive, and we will see what happens next weekend.
Yes, I can't wait to see another BLG SK finals. Oh, it'll be so nice.
But also E-Lemon, wow, I have to say.
When you guys faced them in the brackets, I mean, you guys didn't really destroy them, did you? You guys
No.
game.
We just had close game, and then at some point we took a 2k gold lead. Then we excelled in, I think it was a gold fury. They stole it, but we got 4 kills or something, I think it was, and then we were 4k gold ahead, 2 turrets afterwards, 5k gold, and from then on the game was won already. But still, it's
nail biting.
Yeah, because we didn't never really play them. I know they have great players like Proxy, Youngbei. Their right lane is, I think, I forgot about their right lane. No. Let me. I forgot the names, but I know their right lane. I know they play Enher a lot, and we never really faced them. No, actually, we don't play Enher. I think we played Enher last time, 3 months ago.
Smack Lozon.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Where's my book so I can write this shit down? SK does not play Anner. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff, Psiyo.
Oh. Sweet. Well, what else is on our topic list that we haven't already covered? So we did the tournament roundup, we did the ISIS. If any viewers would like to call us in and ask us any questions, that would be fantastic and fine by us. Sprayarn, what's up with the tie and the jacket today? You're all fancy and shit.
I felt like looking fancy today.
Is that a purple jacket? Because it looks like it's almost the same color as the tie.
No, it's black.
Okay, it must just be the color of the light reflecting. But yes, it almost looks purple. So you look like you're a purple pimp.
Purple pimp.
Spray.
But like some days you wanna look nice, you know. You wanna, you wanna look nice.
You like to look nice.
Yeah.
So, how is BLG.NA doing these days? Are you guys getting ready to get back into the groove of things?
Trying to. Well, technically no. We're still missing a fifth member. We have a lot of people who are generally lacking cohesiveness with each other, and a few that don't even have much competitive experience to start. I have a lot of faith in the team as it is, but we need a lot of work. I don't think we'll be doing this Saturday. Maybe next Saturday if we can fill that roster slot. But I have a lot of faith.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
I'd like to say we're ready for this week, but I know better.
I'm
not afraid to admit it.
No. If you're not ready, you're not ready. You just got to take a little more time. Get a little more practice. I mean, you are coming off, 3 months of not playing because of your computer being crap?
2 months.
2 months.
Close enough.
Yeah. In Smite time, that's 6 months. Because stuff progresses so fast.
In Smite time, people don't know who the fuck I am.
Exactly.
Well, before, people didn't know who the fuck I am, and now they know even less. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Saifu.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
Somebody link me the mentoring ads.
Oh my god.
Oh, God, these are so great.
I gotta find those.
Oh, these are so terribly so good. So, Psiyo, I guess we'll wrap up the show and we'll do the mentoring ads after the show. So that way we don't have it in the VOD. We don't want to offend anybody! Alright. So, Psiyo, we'll let you lead us out since you guys came in first place this past week. What would you like to say? Anything where can we find you? Anything you have to say? Any last words?
Yeah, I can just post it as well. You can find me and my team basically on Facebook and my team on SK Gaming. So, .com.
I found the adverts.
I'll do frequent giveaways actually on my Facebook. I post stuff like when we're scrimming, if I stream my scrims, when I'm streaming, about stuff that goes on in the community, like regarding Reddit or the forums. When we play tournaments, the bracket stuff. So I just basically post everything that happens.
Cool.
That I do and my team doing right now, and yeah. So for everyone who wants to follow me or my team and wants to keep in touch with us, just follow me on Facebook or follow the team on skgaming.com.
Nice. Cool. Well, thank you very much. All right, Resterian, since you guys came in second place, what you got to say? Don't follow you anywhere. You don't exist. You just kind of hide in the dark.
I'd like to shout out my team, because they'll beg me to if I don't now. Shout out to Game Hunter for being my very loyal lane partner who has put up with me and my stubbornness. Shout out to Fred and Triggs for carrying us hard every game. And shout out to Reza and Vass, and good luck to whatever they do in the future, because no hard feelings. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Resterian, I think I spelled it right. You can find my YouTube channel at
YouTube, because he doesn't have an internet enough to stream, as you can see from his amazing camera quality. His internet is terrible. So, Sprayarn, are we going to have to make you a new Twitter now?
I have just changed my Twitter name, so...
Oh, you can change your Twitter name?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, I did.
All I do is tweet and retweet and talk. So, all right, Sprayarn, what do you got to say?
Well, shout outs to... Actually, I want to make a special shout out to Suntouch. He was a player... He plays in Imaginary team. He plays mid. And when I first faced him, I was like, I'm just going to win this match easily, you know? But it turned out that he was actually quite good. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Also, shout out to myself, because I'm a scumbag. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm linking it in chat. It's Sprayarn and then _. And also, no.
Okay.
That's all.
Cool. Scytheman, do you have anything you want to say? Scythe. Did he fall asleep?
Can you not hear me?
Yes,
now?
we can now.
Okay, I don't know what the hell is up with this.
Are you typing at the same time you're trying to talk?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm in game.
Ooh, yep, that's what's it. Continue.
Shout out to all the people at BLG, you know, especially the ones that stuck around while I wasn't playing. Shout out to BLG for keeping me on and not just replacing me. And also shout out to all the haters, because I seem to have a lot of them these days.
Stealing bikes, jeez.
Well, the people who know I steal bikes love me, though, so that's not it. I just seem to have a lot of
They
haters.
love you. Jeez.
Probably
But,
because they're threatened by your manliness.
I just hope that they don't get replaced on the respective teams that they're on.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, right, I forgot. Shout out to Bal. He is a mean guy.
Okay.
Bal, it's the boss in Diablo 2.
Oh, Bale.
Yes. Oh, Bale. Okay, yeah, Bale Ball. Whatever.
Diablo 2 is what you're referring
Yes.
to. There we
Yes.
go. Now we
And
understand. Sweet.
I died on Bale. I died on him like 10 times in a row, and he just demolished me several times, and
Yeah.
I got quite sad, but in the end, I actually managed to beat him, so
Persistence pays.
yes.
Awesome. So, all right, we'll wrap up this, and we'll get back here in just a second to have more fun discussion and playing various mentoring ads, which are just hilarious.
I'll put them in the Hangout chat, Demon.
Oh, I got them.
Oh, you have? Well,
Yeah.
have some more.
So we'll
Have them twice.
do them like that. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be right back.
Deicide.